Yo, 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 what's going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we're going to be giving you an introduction to Kingdom 11. So we're going to show you the landscape, how is the Zone 3 looking, which alliances are there, we'll take a look at the rankings and the leaderboards, and then I'll also read you some testimonials that I received from Kingdom 11 players. Typically these are officers and or leaders from the top groups of alliances, right? I always like to go and ask the players themselves that are here for their feedback, their history, and what they've seen that has transpired. And I also like to do it for multiple alliances so it doesn't come off biased or kind of leaning one way or the other. So before we get started, as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you sub, like, ring the notification bell if you want to join and be a part of our conversation. Hit up the Discord. You can find a link to that in the pinned comment description right down below. And here we go. So let's start off by just taking a look at how Zone 3 is playing out. So we can see here that we have one alliance really. So this is CHA, Cha, Pantheon. They have the two northwestern level 3 passes, and they've extended already out to Flame Dragon. We then have, if we go to the northeast, we have, I think this is FAVE on both. Let me double check, because it looks like they're there. Oh, they are. So they have both of those. And then we have the southeastern. We have Kara, and then there's this Red Alliance, SP. Interesting. Let's zoom in and see what's happening here. Is there a fight that's happening, or maybe they're just cool? And Kara looks like they might be needing a little bit more time, I would imagine. Okay, cool. So pretty much one. Now let's take a look at some ranks and see how these look. So S11, we got this player from Pantheon, 26, almost 27 mil. Then we got Faves, Let's Go's. I don't know if that's Let's Go, and it's just kind of the play on the words. 15.7, almost 16 mil. You got a 14.6, almost 15. Same thing here for number 4. And then let's look at Lion's Power. So you got Cha, Fave, 1.2, 840, almost 850 mil, almost 620. Kara, 2, yeah. So, man, it may take a minute for Kara to cap one of the level 3 passes, depending on how long. Okay. Okay, now let's go into a little bit, and we'll show some more boards out here in a sec. Let's go into some testimonials, right? How have things actually been playing out? So I'm just going to read a few. I'm not going to read everything. But a few I received was someone said, this kingdom, we are at peace. There are only 2 rings. The kingdom is dying. 2 rings, I'm assuming maybe they meant like 2 groups, 2 alliances, and they just, the translate, because I had to translate pretty much all of these. I hope the junction comes soon. Junction, right, for, I'm assuming merge. It was Fave versus 5 alliances. They said alliance shrunk and went to 1. Now only 2 active alliances in the kingdom, Fave and Cha, that's 1 and 2. Someone else said that they were 1 alliances are 4. To begin with, Server 11 doesn't have any civil wars anymore. That's because of the leadership and cooperation between our allies. It's a long story for sure, but I will make it short. We just get rid of the threats. Rivalry is always there, but we stand strong. Even the leadership suffered racism because most of us were Chinese. Interesting. But it didn't really matter once we meet them, threats in the field, they get wiped out. So, which is funny because when they say that, when this person said that they're Chinese, my initial thought is kind of going to Mao back in S2, where he made some comment about like the Chinese kind of Asian Zergs or Korean Zergs or something like that. That was the way he worded it. It was just very interesting. And so now being able to see this type of feedback where I didn't even know that there were, I mean, sure, right? I mean, I can understand right there. I'm sure there's some Asian players that, again, probably are doing the same thing that we are, but I just haven't heard of too many Chinese players. So, the way that this person was making it seem is their alliance could be entirely Chinese, which then, that to me just has to be a level of commitment or dedication, I would imagine, from any place that does not have initial access right now, right? Obviously, if they do have that many people there. Another one I got was Cha has been dominant all region. The M family got destroyed because of the war with Cha. Holy Kara, SP, Luna, I have to squint here, got in a war with Fave, but they got defeated again because of SLOS reinforcement, and Fave and Cha got into a fight because Cha doesn't trust one officer Let me see, but then they got into peace, and now Cha will get the dragon, and Fave will support them. I got some info from my friends that they were going to destroy Cha in season 2 together with other alliance, but I don't know if that was true. Okay, maybe a prediction here. Who knows? Then the last one I'll read you guys because there's a few more. Let me see. They said S11, we have war on all ports. Cha has a war in Zone 1 against the M-1 family that was destroyed. Fave in Zone 2 against Holy Cara Luna 0KM and the old M family Resurgin. And the same sending a battle of many against one. We were victorious. There was a combined kill event agreement between Cha and Fave where the Civil War ended but was resolved as at this moment there is no immediate possibility of war, hardly peace. There will be many wars on this server. The only alliance that will survive will be victorious for Cha and Fave. Okay, so again, painting us more of a picture, right? Of it seems like this kingdom kind of took more of a Kingdom 4 like slight approach, right? Because Kingdom 4 really being the kind of hardcore developmental server where they had some minor skirmishes and fights in early on in the kingdom, and then for the most part throughout the early mid all the way up until end of first season we're really in kind of this development progression phase. And so now you're seeing that, I guess what seems to be maybe lightly happening. I mean, I think Kingdom 4 is a little bit more healthy and more active than we're seeing from Kingdom 11, and sometimes that happens where if you're just having a lot of fights and a lot of wars early on, that can just be a turnoff for people. And again, sometimes you'll see re-rolls. Alliances might fully re-roll, especially if they see that just things aren't going their way, or maybe they're not able to kind of control their zone. Maybe they're not going to be able to advance another into Zone 2 or 3. Again, there's a lot that goes into why players and or full alliances may consider stopping, right? They'll fight to a certain point, and then if it just doesn't look like there's any hope or light at the end of the tunnel, then they'll decide, you know what, now we're going to go ahead and try and start in another kingdom, and then maybe you'll have some of those players that will leave, go join another alliance. Maybe a new leader takes over, and it's a entirely now different kind of persona that the alliance is taking. Again, there's quite a few branches that can go from there. But at least for what we're seeing right now here in Kingdom 11, right, it seems like they're really kind of on this development grind, which again, I think if you're able to get to a point where you can then start focusing on just progression and developing your account, it is really in the best interest for all parties, right? I'm a big fan of supporting minimal wars or kind of unlawful wars and unorganized fighting, right? I think doing organized fighting is always going to be more advantageous for a kingdom because then you can organize your kill events, you can organize other PvP events, right? We saw Kingdom 4 do this where they had a big kind of 4 alliance. It was like 2v2, and they organized the fighting between a lot of the players, and I even did a video on it. They had a lot of people show up to that, and it was just amazing to see. Like, that to me is one example of the type of coordination within a kingdom, because regardless if you're going to still be buddies at the end of the first season, you're at least putting yourself in a position to where everyone can enjoy developing to try and get to that T5 max account as fast as possible, because the likelihood of there being more fighting and war in the next season is a higher percentage chance than the first season in your home kingdom. So, again, hopefully Kingdom 11 will be able to keep prospering. We'll see what happens. Again, if you're from Kingdom 11, I'd love to know, right? Let me know in the comments down below, right? Did any of these testimonials that I had read out, did anyone really get it right? Did some people get it wrong, right? Please feel free to share with me your story. What have you interpreted so far, right? What are some hopes and expectations maybe going into the next season? Yeah. So let me know down there. That's going to be it for me, man. As always, I hope you guys enjoy these kind of kingdom summary intros, roundouts. And then, again, right, once we end up getting to the next block, which I think is going to be 17 through 20, right, we'll definitely do another kind of top stats for them as well, or for that next one. And, yep, so that's going to do it for me. As always, I will catch you guys later. Until next time.